Good evening, everyone. We're very excited about this class and excited to have you all with us. Today is Wednesday, the 29th of April. Hard to believe. May Day is just about here. A couple housekeeping. Here's the April specials. The Timeless Trio, everyone. Think about how many people in your life throughout a year that you think about them, that you need to reach out, whatever it might be. Look at these not as a Mother's Day, but as a time to give each and any one of these individually to someone that you care about throughout the year. So I would max out these as much as you can, so you can do that. And the Rose Hydrosol and Moringa Rose Oil, guys, if you haven't ordered it, please do so. I know it, as it always does, it sells out fast. So I now, guys, order 6 of these because I need that many for the whole year. Incredible. This has been changed now. The 20% off is going to be extended. So again, 20% off of placing a $250 not PV dollar enrollment order. And then for the next 60 days, for May and June again, reactivations wave. So go back out there and share with someone that you've missed that hasn't placed an order and get them going. And next week, yes, PJ Hanks is with us, essential oils and their benefits. I believe she may be even on our call tonight. And we're excited to have PJ. And then next Thursday, if you're local, we're doing an unplugged, Kayla, I, and Dr. Lynn. So no recording, no Zoom, just here in person. And then on the following date, and I'm trying to see the date on here. Here it is, Monday the 11th. Tatiana is going to be doing a special class on vendor events. So if you're looking to grow your doTERRA business, join us on Monday the 11th for that class. On the 13th, Julie, exploring topical essential oil techniques. And then mark your calendars for June 17th. PJ Hanks and Dr. Brannick Riggs is we're really going to have them from the majority of the day. 12:30 to 4:30 is PJ, Aromatherapy 101. We're beyond thrilled to have her coming here to Wisconsin to do that. We're going to follow that up with dinner and then turn the program over to Dr. Riggs and his panel and PJ for an unplugged evening on Wednesday, June 17th. So we will not be having a class because so many of us will be there. And this is a Silver Club event. So whoever invited you tonight, if you haven't enrolled yet, please reach out to them so you can take advantage of many of these benefits. I'm going to stop sharing here. Let me do that here. And I will turn this over to these 2 amazing doctors, guys. And we acknowledge Dr. Andrew, but Dr. Ruth has got credentials like no other. She is my nutrition. She's my buzz her when I need her. She is amazing. So I want to, yes, these are both doctors, and we are beyond thrilled to have them with us tonight. So without further ado, I'm turning it over to these amazing doctors. Thank you for being with us.
Oh, we are thrilled to be here with you tonight. Thank you so much, Sandy, and thank you all so much for being here with us. We cannot tell you how much of a privilege and an honor it is to be here together. So we will go ahead and share our slides and get started. We hope that you guys will stay super active in the chat box tonight. We love to hear what is going on with you and what's be a part of the conversation. We find that these classes are most beneficial for everyone when everyone here shares their experience, shares their knowledge, shares what they know. So please get into the chat box and be a part of the conversation, because we know that there's no one who's more of an expert in your body and your mind than you. You are your own best expert, and you have experience and have valuable questions, insights. So let's just be part of this conversation tonight, all right? Because tonight our intention is to be practical, to be honest, to be science-backed, and hopefully to help everyone with something that they've been looking for. Because if you are feeling exhausted, Anyone here? I want to hear in the comments or raise your digital hand if this is you. If you're feeling exhausted, if you feel like your hormones are all over the place, maybe your metabolism feels broken, maybe you're gaining weight while doing everything right, or feeling like you're at the end of your options and you've got to take, drastic measures and use things that maybe you wouldn't normally allow into your body in order to lose weight. Maybe your gut feels like it's bloated and it's not working, or maybe your joints are aching and you're having pain chronically. Uh, Maybe your brain feels foggy. For a lot of people, especially, the vast majority of us in this age group here, our brains are loud, right? Some people here might be dealing with ADHD. Others might be just on the hormonal roller coaster and experiencing everything that's happening with that. Maybe you're struggling with sleep. Maybe your skin is aging faster than you'd like it to. Or maybe you're dealing with anxiety or other emotional issues that you are excited to have addressed tonight. The truth is that you are absolutely not crazy and you're absolutely not alone. You've done nothing wrong and you're definitely not failing.
Yeah, I want to second that. That is a long list of problems that a lot of people have. And I want to say this up front, it's not because you're lazy. And I see people being way too hard on themselves.
All the time.
I hear it a lot at work and just with our friends that people are really putting themselves down. They sound like, I just need to be more disciplined. If only I could, I just need to try harder. If I had more willpower, then I'd be successful.
And if you guys resonate with this, is there anyone here who's like, oh yeah, that's what I tell myself. That is my self-talk.
Right. And like I'll grant a premise that like we do need to be more consistent, all right? But often the issue isn't our character, it's our chemistry. It's the chemistry of our bodies.
And that is what we're going to talk about tonight. Our first degrees were in biochemistry and chemistry, and we love talking science. We find that when we get to the root of all issues, it's all biochemical. It's all biological. And the good news is that the supplements that we're going to talk about tonight are exactly designed to meet you where you're at and to support you and help you. So the problem typically is that we're trying to solve problems without the right building blocks, right? We're trying to create energy with exhausted mitochondria. We're trying to lose weight, but we have dysregulated insulin or cortisol. You might be doing everything you can think of to try and think more clearly, but your blood sugar is unstable. And it's just not going to be a biological reality for you until we get to the root cause of that. A lot of people are trying to feel more emotionally resilient, but they've got nutrient depletion, they've got poor sleep, and they've got inflammation all working against them. A lot of women in the age group of most of us here tonight are trying to balance our hormones, but we are lacking, many of us, in the nutrients needed to build and transport and metabolize and clear the hormones. And so we keep coming up short. Or you might be trying to heal your skin, your nails, your joints, your tissues without the raw materials that are actually required for repair. So this is why we're here tonight. This is what we want to talk about.
Yeah. And I want to share something that I've learned as an emergency physician as I've taken care of patients. We've normalized feeling terrible. People often kind of share how exhausted they are as a source of pride, that they're so busy that's why they're so exhausted. People think it's normal now to have brain fog, to have caffeine or energy drinks all day long just to keep themselves going. It's normal to have bowel problems, to have anxiety, to have chronic pain, to be overweight yet undernourished. And sadly as well, they've also come to think that it's normal to have like multiple medications, even starting in middle of age. But while all these things are common, that does not mean that they're normal.
Yeah, most people are just fighting an uphill battle with things they don't even realize are root cause problems. And so this is our whole goal tonight, to get to the root, to help you identify where your foundation can be strengthened and fortified, and what specific things can help you solve the chemistry problems in a way that's really going to work, right? So this uphill battle that most of us don't even realize we're fighting has to do with processed foods that are in most of our diets, low protein, low fiber, poor sleep, help me out here, like chronic stress, environmental exposures, poor digestion,
nutrient gaps,
poor absorption, omega-3 insufficiencies are huge, blood sugar, instability. We ride the roller coaster of blood sugar. And then on top of that, many people that Andrew and I meet with and see on a regular basis are taking supplements that are very poorly formulated. So they can't be absorbed properly. They're poorly tested, or they're simply not targeted to what their body actually needs. Andrew and I just finished testing over 60 different brands. We were trying to figure out where our family was going to get protein from, right? And so we did a ton of testing and found that a lot of them were very, very high in lead. Most of them did not have what they said they had on the label. And we also found some other things, microplastics, all kinds of things that just like our heads were about to burst. And and many people are in this situation, which is why we're here for doTERRA, right?
And it really frustrates me and annoys me, because a lot of people say supplements don't work. They're taking so many supplements and they're not seeing any benefits. They're like, they don't work. And honestly, sometimes they're right.
Well, and that's just because all supplements are not created equally. Can I get an amen, like in the chat? If you guys, you're like, Ruth and Andrew, you're preaching to the choir. This is why we're here. We understand this, right? But we need to help everyone understand this, because the vast majority of people, the vast majority of patients that Andrew and I will meet with on a regular basis have no idea that there's a better way, right? Not everybody needs the same support, but everybody needs support from reliable sources. And that's what we find in doTERRA with the supplements we're going to talk about tonight. And what we're really going to try to do as we get to the root cause is to help each of us understand what our individual unique bodies are missing, so that we can begin to give ourselves the right raw materials consistently, and our bodies can take over and do remarkable things.
Right. And
yes, I was just going to say, are you guys interested in that?
So it's funny, because I remember when I first started with doTERRA, my dad was like, why are you with doTERRA? Like, it seems like something that you shouldn't be part of. And I was like, well, Dad, the reason why I'm with doTERRA is because it's not about hype.
Yeah.
It's not a fad. It's not about taking this in like supplements instead of medication. It's not about pretending that supplements are going to replace your sleep. That it's going to replace movement, hydration,
sunlight,
proteins, right? Sunlight. It's not going to replace personal responsibility.
Right. It's about understanding how to support our body intelligently while living a lifestyle that is in alignment with health and wellness. So we're working tonight. Our goal is to fill the gaps, to create the foundations, and to stop guessing, right? Anyone here want to stop wasting money? I work with a lot of people in doTERRA even who are taking a ton of supplements and don't know why they're taking them or what they're taking them for. And a more streamlined protocol for them would be a godsend, right? So we tonight have the desire to start moving in the right direction.
Yeah. So the goal is, by the end of tonight, you're going to know where to start. You're going to know what actually matters, what's worth investing in that's going to make sense for you.
And the stacks.
What supplement stacks are going to make sense for your specific goals as well. And what protocols we use personally at home and every single day.
So here's what we want you to do. Get out a piece of paper or your phone, wherever you're taking notes tonight, and I want you to write down one small step. If at the end of this evening you have written down underneath this heading, one small step, the one thing, maybe it's just one better habit or one product or one protocol or one just change of mind, one new belief pattern that you've learned tonight, then you are on the journey towards healing. Well, gosh, maybe you'll find more than one, right? But our goal tonight is that everyone walks away tonight with one valuable thing that will help them live their better life.
Right. And the reason we want this is because people don't need shame. They need support. They need help.
Yeah.
So let's begin with one of the biggest reasons why people feel discouraged and why so many supplements fail.
Yeah. I mean, because like the truth is, the supplement industry is a mess, right? Now, like I don't want to say that there are no other good products out there on the market. There are some incredible products, but there is the vast majority of things in the natural health world are junk. All right. There are products that contain exactly what they claim, but the vast majority of them are contaminated with heavy metals and fillers and artificial colors and cheap oils. They're poorly absorbed in the body. And really, they're just creating a lot of expensive urine in people.
Right. And it's horrible because on paper they sound so good.
Right.
And yet when they take them, because they're so poorly sourced, poorly absorbed, as you said, people are just peeing them out and it's doing no difference. There's no benefit.
And it's so discouraging, right? Because when people are spending money, they're taking the supplements, but they're not feeling a difference. They just decide supplements don't work. Have you guys ever been in a place like that or know someone who's just like supplements don't work? There are so many of our peers in the functional nutrition world and in the medical world are actually anti-supplement, and they're very against the supplement and wellness industry. And it's because they have been exposed to so many companies and so many things where, I mean, people are being sold lies. And that is not what we want to talk about today. Like, but like it's pretty
yeah,
dire.
It's crazy. And in fact, in 2024, JAMA Network Open Study looked at certain supplements marketed specifically for weight loss, and they found serious labeling problems.
Yeah, they were huge.
It included products that did not contain the listed ingredients or contain ingredients that weren't even disclosed on the label, like
including sawdust, guys, and garlic.
Right.
powder.
It's like that should be malpractice. As an ER physician, it makes me twitch because this is the problem. Like people think they're doing something really good when they're being lied to, and they're just taking something which has no benefit for them.
So in the natural health world, there's sometimes the assumption that natural equals safe. And while we all know that natural is wonderful, right? In the natural health section of your local health food store and other places, you are going to find a dramatic amount of supplements that are contaminated, that are oxidized, that are rancid, that are underdosed, especially compared to what their labels have, or overdose. There's a massive trend towards megadosing, which is a whole different situation. Or they're just poorly matched to the person using it. And that's where doTERRA really comes to the rescue. I love that every supplement we're going to talk about tonight is quality tested and goes through dozens of different tests to make sure that what is listed on the bottle is exactly what's in the bottle, and that you're going to get a standardized product every single time. And that product is going to be based from the earth, based from plants, from the raw materials that are going to make them to be effective, right? And this matters, because your body doesn't care what a bottle or a website or an Instagram influencer has promised you, right? Your cells only care what arrives.
Yeah, I like that. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So this is one reason why we've trusted doTERRA for years. I would love to hear in the comments why you trust doTERRA. Why have you come to doTERRA? And if you're new, what are you most curious about with doTERRA? And people here are going to help answer your questions, okay? The truth is, doTERRA is not perfect, right? No company is, no organization in the world is, no person is, all right? But because doTERRA has built a culture and a process around sourcing and purity and potency and testing and transparency, they are a step above the rest.
Right. So, why? Why are they a step above the rest? One big thing about doTERRA, which I really value, is test it. So let's look at their testing. When we evaluate a supplement, we want to know a few things. We want to know, is the identity tested? Is the potency tested? Is it tested for heavy metals, for microbes? Is it stable? Is it clean? Is it properly sourced?
Yeah.
Does it contain what it says it contains?
Not contain
and
what it does.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, can we trust the label? So the NIH Office of Dietary Supplements teaches consumers to be thoughtful about supplement quality. and to understand that the FDA does not evaluate supplements for their effectiveness before they're marketed for the way
like the way that they do
right, the
pharmaceutical
way they do
drugs,
drugs.
right? And we're glad for that, right? We don't want to be regulated by outside bodies, but unfortunately our industry would probably be a lot better. There would be a lot of charlatans dispersed if everyone had to do the type of testing that doTERRA does. What's cool about doTERRA is they self-regulate. They don't wait for a government body to come in and say, hey, you need to have integrity and you need to do what's right. doTERRA is integrity, right? It literally means gift of the earth, and we're so excited about that. Like, if you guys have ever heard us talk about essential oils, you know that to us, sourcing is the most important thing, right? And the same is true with supplements. Fish oil quality matters, right? Vitamin forms matter. Probiotic strains matter. What else? Berberine quality matters.
The collagen, the peptide, like quality and size matters.
The delivery of turmeric matters, right? Most people are buying and taking turmeric supplements their body can't even absorb, right? Boswellia standardization really matters. And the difference between contains collagen and contains clinically relevant collagen tripeptides is huge. And that's where the doTERRA difference really begins to shine.
Right. And like, sadly, most products we see in the market today are just using cheap ingredients.
Yeah.
They're going to use cheap fish oils, oxidized oils, cheap magnesium, synthetic colors to make them look more vibrant. They're going to use things which are poorly absorbed, weak doses. They spend more money on the labels than the actual products. And you just got mediocre formulas which lead to people not getting the benefits that they believe that they should be getting from the supplements.
So tonight is about learning to ask better questions. And these are the questions that we highly recommend you ask, okay? So feel free to take a screenshot of this. We will make sure that Sandy and Betty, that they and Kayla have the slide deck that we are using tonight to send out to everyone with the recording. But feel free, you guys have our full permission to use and share everything that we're talking about tonight. In fact, we would love it if you would, because education is the key to change, right? So these are the questions. Is it clean? Is it tested? Was it properly sourced? Will it be bioavailable? Is it clinically relevant for me? Is it transparent? And is this supplement worth trusting every single day?
Right, because let's be honest, if you're going to spend money, if you're going to invest, would you rather like that investment be in excellent products that actually moves you towards health and wellness, rather than wasting money on like a bunch of things which aren't helping?
Okay, so I feel like we've built a pretty good foundation to get started. Are you guys ready to dive in and talk supplements now? All right, so we're going to start with foundational wellness.
Right. So when I think about foundational wellness, let's think about a house. And if your body were a house, foundational wellness is the concrete. Yeah. All right. This is like our foundation, which is going to establish a solid base for us.
Yeah, it's what will make sure that the rest of our life can be built in healthy ways. And if you think of ourselves as little houses, I mean, like this is what's going to feed every single cell of your body. All right. Now, before we dive in, I want everyone to, like, literally, please, everyone take a big deep breath. Close your mouth and in through your nose and out through your nose. This is where most people get overwhelmed. So take as many deep breaths as you need to tonight, because a lot of people start to hear about supplements and suddenly they're super overwhelmed, right? They think they need 17 bottles, a spreadsheet, a timer system, a degree in biochemistry.
Which luckily you do actually have.
I do, but even I don't want 12 alarms and 17 bottles of supplements, right? I want simple. I want clarity. Are you guys with us on that?
Yeah.
Simple matters. Clarity matters.
I think most people are, because if it's too complicated, people aren't going to do it. I'm a physician and I refuse to bring complicated routines into my life, because if it's too complicated, it's just not going to happen. And the truth is, like we're not going to be consistent in doing it. And being consistent is what's going to give us results.
Yeah. So when people ask us, okay, where do I start? Where do I begin? This is where we will always, always lead them. Foundational wellness. And what is foundational wellness? Foundational wellness is VMG plus, it's E Omega plus, and it's PB Restore. So doTERRA's foundational wellness bundle contains these 3 products. Okay. And why do they matter? Like, why are they so important?
Right. They're going to be so important because, as we said, it's creating that base. It's the concrete to build our home, our house on. It's a concrete foundation. It's not going to be super flashy, but it's solid and it's actually pretty simple.
So we're going to break this down super simply, right? If this is the foundation to our home, right? VMG plus is the nutrient foundation. E Omega plus is the healthy fat foundation. And PB Restore is your gut and your microbiome foundation. All right.
And when you understand physiology, that makes perfect sense to have it that way, because every hormone, every neurotransmitter, neuro pathway, detox pathway, immune response, every enzyme system depends on raw materials.
And this is where VMG plus really, really shines, guys. VMG plus, when you compare it to every other thing out there, it stands so far ahead of every other thing that's out there on the market. Every other multivitamin, every other green drink. Andrew and I have spent days worth of hours comparing side by side, and we're telling you it is stunning. Okay. This is not just a multivitamin, right? doTERRA actually describes VMG plus as their whole food nutrient complex with more than 90 science-backed standardized ingredients, which include whole food vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, adaptogens, which is huge, enzymes, which means your body can actually utilize them, probiotics, and other foundational supports. So when people say, I actually eat really well, Ruth, do I need a foundational supplement? I always respond, I love that you're eating well. Keep doing that. There's no substitution for an excellent diet, but modern people are under more demand than ever before. Stress increases our nutrient demand. Poor sleep increases our nutrient demand. Pregnancy and breastfeeding or chronic disease or illness all increase our nutrient demand. Exercise, which we want to be doing regularly, right? It increases our nutrient load, and illness increases nutrient demand. And then processed foods that we're exposed to decrease our nutritional intake. And most people are not getting enough of these basics, especially fiber, omega-3s, minerals, and phytonutrients.
Right. And sadly, I can testify this as a doctor, nutrient deficiency does not walk around wearing a name tag letting everyone know what it is.
Yeah.
It can show up in all different types of like manifestations: fatigue, hair shedding, brittle nails, poor immunity, anxiety, brain fog, hormone disruption, slow recovery. There's so many things that we see nutrient deficiency being manifested as.
Yeah, and if you're having difficulty losing weight, the very first thing that will make the biggest difference in your life is being consistent about making sure your body is getting the micronutrients that it needs. All right. And then add in the healthy fats. So healthy fats are absolutely not optional if you want to be healthy and well. Okay. Because they're structural. Your brain is rich in fat. Your hormones are 100% dependent on the fat that you're intaking day to day. Your cell membranes depend on fats, and your inflammatory response is influenced dramatically by fats. So E Omega Plus provides the omega support, including EPA and DHA, and doTERRA describes E Omega Plus as a premium blend of omega fatty acids derived from wild-caught fish off the coast of Norway.
Right. Now, this is interesting because omega-3 fats are some of the most researched nutrients in the world,
right?
Especially when it comes to cardiovascular health, triglycerides, brain health, and inflammatory pathway support. The honest truth is, and we heard this at convention when they released the Omega Plus, if people were taking the appropriate amount of omega-3 fatty acids their all-time mortality would be lowered.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
And it frustrates me that as a medical professional, like medical profession, we are making sure that everyone is maximizing their omegas.
Right. Well, and most people are intaking a lot of fat in their diet, but it's inflammatory fat, right? E omega plus represents some of the best anti-inflammatory fats available on the market today. So processed fats and carbohydrates are in everything, right? Processed foods are everywhere. All right. We don't have enough omega 3s. We don't have enough of the right type of good carbohydrates. All right. We don't have enough omega 3. So E omega plus is a huge win to turn around and get the outcomes that research says is available. So we take our E omega plus and then we add in our PB Restore, because your gut is the foundation to so many very important things, right? To hormone signaling, your immune response, your nutrient, which leads to energy, which leads to cell signaling, which leads to your neurosystem, all of it, right? Digestion, immunity, mood, hormones, skin, inflammation. What am I missing? Neurotransmitter signaling, detoxification. Yeah.
Like, right. So many things. And the truth is as well, if your gut's inflamed, if it doesn't have a good diversity of good bacteria, if it's constipated, irritated, you're not going to absorb even the best supplements and nutrients from the food that you're going to be consuming.
Right. Because healthy cells require nutrients. Healthy cells require the right kinds of fats. Healthy cells require a healthy environment, right? PB Restore helps support that environment. So if you're sitting here wondering, where do I begin? This is it, right? Begin here. VMG Plus in the morning with your first meal, okay? And then take E Omega Plus and PB Restore when you take your VMG Plus. This is really important because several of the vitamins in VMG Plus are fat soluble, meaning that they need the fat from the omegas in order to be absorbed in your body appropriately. And when you take your PB Restore right along with these healthy fats and these wonderful nutrients, it's going to slow down the absorption process, leaving those probiotics and prebiotics and all the good macrophages, all the good things there in your gut for longer. So taking them together with your first meal of the day is the pro tip that we would give you to maximize the effectiveness of foundational wellness. All right. So let's make this really practical.
Right. Yeah. So let me tell you what I like to do. So this is my prescription I suggest as a physician. Okay. Our foundational protocol is going to be as simple as this. When you start your day, right before you sit down to have breakfast or the first meal of the day, have a serving of VMG Plus with your E omegas and PB Restore. Okay. Take that and then sit down and enjoy your meal. That one action is going to drastically alter your health and wellness.
Yeah. And a question that we get from a lot of people is, hey, I prefer capsules, or I can't do the VMG drink for this reason or that reason, or some people it's just not available in their market yet. And so they say, but what about Lifelong Vitality? And so this is what we say. Lifelong Vitality was a staple in our household for over a decade, right? We have transitioned to VMG Plus, but if you, for whatever reason, are still taking Lifelong Vitality, we want you to understand that this is a beautiful foundation for you. And all you need to do is slightly shift the protocol that we just gave you. So your protocol, if you're taking the Lifelong Vitality pack along with the PB Restore, would be to take 2 of each of the Microplex VMG and the Alpha CRS Plus in the morning, and then 1 Omega and 1 PB Restore in the morning. And you're going to take those in the morning before your first meal. And then in the evening, I liked to, when I was taking my supplements morning and evening like this, I paired it with brushing my teeth. So I just put my supplements right in with my toothbrushing things, and it made me 100% consistent all of the time. So in the evening, when you're getting ready to take your supplements, you're going to take 2 of the Microplex VMG, you're going to take 2 of the Alpha CRS Plus, and you're going to take 2 of the E Omega Plus. When we split them up like this, because the bioavailability is a little bit different in this format as opposed to VMG Plus, this is going to maximize keeping it in your bloodstream and absorbing as much as you possibly can. So the optimized protocol is to split it morning and evening. All right.
Yeah. So if your goal is more energy, better hormones, better digestion, better skin, better mood, just feeling better overall.
Yeah.
This is a wise place to begin. And if this is all you're going to do after tonight, I'm going to say accomplishment.
Yeah, mission accomplished. Like if this is all you do, right? If you were to log off now and say, okay, got it. I got my protocol. This is what I'm going to do. I promise you, if you do this consistently, you will see a big change in your health. And what's interesting is when we're living in our own bodies and minds day to day, sometimes we're not super cognizant of it. But if you ask other people who are outside of your body, outside of your mind, the differences and changes that they're noticing, that's really important. When we put clients on the foundational wellness bundle, we always like to make sure that they're tracking things, that they've done a head to toe, body analysis before they start taking things. And then at 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days, go back and do that analysis again. We have hundreds and hundreds of personal clients on this protocol, that they're our own, right? And then thousands in our organization. And I can tell you, friends, there is not a single client that we've worked with who has done this process who has not said, I feel dramatically different. But this is what we're going to do the rest of the evening, okay? A lot of people are like, that's amazing. I want a solid foundation, but I also have some specific goals. So we have a couple of categories, and we actually polled a large group of people as we were putting together this presentation for you guys tonight to figure out what priorities people have, like what questions are most important to you. And then we created specific supplement stacks and protocols so you know exactly what to do, all right? So if your goals are more specific, like healthy weight management and metabolic health, or beauty, hormones, brain fog, ADHD, digestion, sleep, what is after sleep? Pain and inflammation. Yeah, we're going to build it from here, okay?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about one of the biggest responses or biggest reasons people are searching for help right now, and that's with healthy weight management and metabolic health. It is such a big concern for so many people.
In fact, in our responders, this got 3 times more responses than any other health issue combined. So this is something that a lot of people are interested in, their metabolic health. So one of the biggest reasons people seek our guidance to optimize their supplement protocol is weight loss, stubborn fat, cravings, low energy, blood sugar crashes, feeling like their metabolism is broken. And if you are experiencing any of this, we want to say first, we see you, right? This conversation is often a very emotional conversation. For many women especially, it's not just about a number on a scale or the size in the back of their pants, right? It's about their confidence, and it's about their energy and their hormones, all right? It's about feeling confident in the clothes that they're wearing, feeling comfortable in their own body, and feeling like themselves again.
Yeah, and we can be honest, right? Your body may be dysregulated, but it's not broken. And there is a huge difference in that statement. A lot of people think they have a slow metabolism. And while metabolic adaptation is a real thing, we see that is often combined, like there's a combination, right? That there's a combination with our metabolic response when we look at insulin resistance, okay? When we look at poor sleep, high stress, low muscle mass, chronic inflammation, nutrient gaps, poor protein intake, gut dysbiosis or dysregulated gut, and hormone imbalance. All of these things are going to shift our metabolism.
And this is why the traditional eat less and move more protocol given to people by most of their physicians and practitioners will fail every single time. Starving yourself is actually going to backfire. Over exercising when you're depleted will always give you more inflammation, more fatigue, more hormone imbalance, and will cause you to crash every single time. So your body does not interpret starvation as, oh, good, let's just go look amazing in our jeans, right? Your body interprets deficiency as stress. And stress chemistry will increase cravings and reduce thyroid conversation It will increase your fatigue, it will increase your inflammation, and it makes healthy weight management feel a lot harder than it should be.
Right. And this conversation matters because metabolic dysfunction it's everywhere.
Yeah.
All right. In 2026, the CDC reported that 115 million US adults, so adults in the US, have pre-diabetes. If we were to put that out, that is for every 10 people, that's 8 have pre-diabetes and they don't even know about it. And it means that people aren't just dealing with like willpower issues, they're dealing with blood sugar physiology.
So, and this is why our goal is not just weight loss, right? Like if 8 and 10 adults have some form of insulin resistance or in a pre-diabetic state, it's time for us to have a more empowered conversation about, well, why are we here and what do we do about it, right? Our goal is not weight loss. Our goal is metabolic health and metabolic flexibility and body recomposition, where we have more muscle mass and less adipose tissue. Adipose tissue is a signaler of stress. When you are telling me I'm having a hard time allowing my body to release fat the way that it used to, you do not need to go put a pharmaceutical in your body, friends. 9 times out of 10, what you need to do is get your body's chemistry doing what it was always designed to do. Your body can produce every single hormone and every single signaler, every single peptide that it needs to be successful. And I can't say that strongly enough, okay? This is an important conversation to have because so many people believe that they have no other options than to do things that are not just expensive from a financial standpoint, but are very expensive long-term from a physiological and psychological stress point on the body, okay? We're looking to rebuild bodies that fuel efficiently, bodies that build and maintain muscle, bodies that burn fat and stabilize energy and improve insulin sensitivity, bodies that reduce sugar cravings and recover better and support optimal hormones naturally. And this is within every single person's reach. There's not a single client that we have worked with over the years, and we have worked with thousands and thousands of people. Not a single one of them could not turn the ship around for themselves, just putting into practice some of the simple things that we're going to talk about.
Right. So, and this is why we love the metabolic stack, because it's actually easy to use.
Yeah.
We're going to use MetaPWR Assist before meals. We're going to use MetaPWR Advantage daily.
Those minerals matter.
Right, because it helps. And then we're going to use MetaPWR Recharge daily as well.
Yeah.
And you've got your wellness, foundational wellness trio right underneath that stack.
Right. And why? Because MetaPWR Assist contains mulberry and berberine, right? Berberine is actually super, super fascinating. Research suggests that berberine supports healthy blood sugar and insulin sensitivity. It also supports lipid metabolism and metabolic markers. So it's not a replacement for medication when medication is needed, all right? If you are diabetic, right? This is not something that is going to replace your insulin, okay? But what it's going to do is significantly decrease your body's dependence on outside sources. If you're pre-diabetic, this will get you to a place where your body is back in control, where the communication channels and hormone signals are working efficiently in your body again, right? It's actually, berberine is actually one of the most compelling plant compounds in the metabolic health conversation. And it is one of the most dramatically, what would you call it? Fraudulent supplements sold on the market today. Andrew and I were able to take part in a little study several years ago, and they gathered 12 different samples of berberine from 12 different places. Of those, 11 of the 12 had different symbols on them that said that they were like NSF certified or certified by different organizations. Did you know that of those 12 berberine supplements, only one actually contained bioavailable berberine in the quantity that it said that it was? And the blood serum analysis after taking it, only one of them made a significant change. All of the other 11, just to be clear, all other 11 supplements of berberine said that they contained a lot more berberine than MetaPWR Assist did. All of them, right? But none of them metabolically changed, biologically changed things the way that MetaPWR Assist did. So MetaPWR Assist is awesome. We absolutely love it. We could talk about it all night, but you definitely don't want us to. So let's talk a little bit about recharge.
Well, I will just say this because a lot of people are asking about berberine.
Yeah.
So if you know you have glucose metabolism problems, it's often beneficial to take it before every meal. It's best to take it before you eat because then you're going to have maximum effect.
Yes.
If you don't have glucose metabolism problems, all right, and you're just trying to support your body, then taking one of the capsules before your main meal of the day would be a great place to start.
Right.
Okay. Now, as Ruth said, moving on to MetaPWR Recharge. This is one of my favorite supplements that doTERRA has. For the simple reason being, so many people are dehydrated. Yeah. They just don't have the appropriate hydration. And it's not just about drinking fluids. It's about getting the appropriate electrolytes in our bodies. When we're dehydrated, it can feel like fatigue, brain fog. We just feel run down. We have poor workout performance, cravings. And the alarming thing is when a lot of people feel that way, they think they need food. And so they go for snacks. They go for food when what they really need is hydration.
Like electrolytes and minerals, right?
Yeah.
When you can rebalance that, your metabolism soars and your body is able to signal. When your body is able to signal, it's able to tell you, I'm hungry or I'm full, I'm cold or I'm warm, right? It's able to calm itself down from a stress response, and it's able to really relax and think clearly in a way that it just absolutely can't if you're dehydrated. And what I love about it is it just tastes amazing, right?
You know, Ruth and I have a big debate, so
huge debate.
We'll have you weigh in on it.
So you guys weigh in. You let us know who is with Dr. Goff and his team lemon.
Okay, you shouldn't have swayed it. You should have just asked.
Oh,
but
who is with someone who
I love lemon and lime,
and I love wild strawberry. And I can do the lemon lime and he can do the strawberry, but given the choice every single day of the week, I would go for the wild strawberry. So I'm interested to know which one you guys love the most.
Oh, it's not looking good for me.
I mean,
that's okay. More for me.
All right. So let's talk about MetaPWR Advantage. It's actually like one of your very favorite products from doTERRA.
Yeah, but for a slightly different reason.
Right.
Okay. When people want to lose weight quickly, they often lose like more than just fat, unfortunately. They lose a lot of muscle. And that can result in a lot of problems. Okay. It can cause them to lose their skin fullness. Yes. People are tired, depleted. They look less vibrant than they are. And that's not what we want.
Yeah. MetaPWR Advantage supports the look healthier while becoming healthier part of the journey. Okay. It includes collagen tripeptides. It includes vitamin C, liposomal vitamin C. It includes biotin. It includes hyaluronic acid. What else? NMN enriched yeast, resveratrol. Sorry, my words on my screen are so tiny.
Already,
yeah, right? We talked about vitamin C. And then there are just a few other ingredients that support your skin, your hair, your nails, your hydration, your cellular energy, and most importantly, your soft tissues. And make sure that your muscles are able to have the tools that they need to stay strong, especially when you're working on your metabolism, all right? This is also very important for people who are working on body recomposition, because when you do not have the things that are in the MetaPWR Advantage, oftentimes your body has a dramatic stress response. And when it has a lot of stress, what do we see in a lot of people who are losing a lot of weight these days? Losing our hair, right? People are losing their hair. People are losing the fullness in places in their body, like their face, that really age them. And it's just not, it's not great. All right. So this isn't just a weight loss conversation, right?
Right. No, it's not. It is about looking healthier and feeling healthier and aging better. So I'm going to let you into a secret. About 2 years ago, Ruth and I started to have VMG Plus every day with MetaPWR Advantage.
Yes.
The Recharge, the PB Restore, and the Omegas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every
For
single
me,
morning.
I like to mix it all up. So in my one cup, I put my VMG, my MetaPWR Advantage, my PB Assist, and the Recharge. Mix it up and I drink that. And that is my go-to. And what I have found is that it has helped me to feel significantly better to the point where I'm able to exercise more. I feel better. I'm looking better. I had the best compliment when my daughter came home recently from Guam after being gone. Well, we both did after she'd been gone for a year. She's like, it is freaky that you guys look younger.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm feeling younger and I'm loving it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And this is what we want, because when our blood sugar is more stable, everything gets easier, right? Who wants everything to be easier, right? Your energy will be increased. Your mood will be better. Your cravings will be lower. Your focus will be better. Your hormones will respond so much better. Your sleep will naturally improve without doing anything else. Now, there are other things that you can do to help, right? But just doing this is going to dramatically improve your hormones and your sleep. And people stop white knuckling their way through the day.
Yeah. So let's make it practical, guys. Let's make it easy.
Give the prescription,
If your goal is healthy weight management and metabolic support, then here's a protocol that I would recommend for you. With your first meal of the day, you take your foundational wellness trio. So the VMG plus, E Omega plus, PB Restore. Then we're going to mix 1 sachet of the MetaPWR Advantage, 1 packet of MetaPWR Recharge into the water, and you're going to take that with your first meal. Okay.
And you guys can decide. You could be like Dr. Goff and I. We're all about efficiency in this household. And so we just mix it all together and off we go. Some people enjoy having multiple drinks. In fact, someone on a recent class that we were doing said, you know, Ruth, I actually prefer to do my Recharge and my Advantage separately because it helps me to drink a lot more. So drinking is not a problem that Andrew and I have. Like, if you could see how many cups and orifices we have on our desk right now, it's a little embarrassing. We are a very well hydrated family over here. But if hydration is a goal that you're working to increase, then separate them, right? But it together or separate doesn't matter. They work just the same.
Right. So then that's the morning. Then you can take your MetaPWR Assist capsules 20 to 30 minutes before your 2 largest meals. Now, a lot of people get hung up on that. Does it have to be 30 minutes before the meal? No, it's optimal. If you remember to take it before the meal, that's still good. All right. If digestion is sluggish, I also love to add 2 to 3 TerraZyme before heavier meals as well to kind of help your body process and break down those foods.
And if I were your doctor of functional nutrition, I would say everyone all the time should be taking TerraZyme whenever you're eating food, unless fully half of your plate are raw fruits and vegetables. I would love you to be taking a digestive enzyme. This is going to make sure that you get the best out of all of the things that you're taking in your meal, right? It makes a huge difference in the way that your body digests and in hormone regulation. And it is also really important for soft tissue repair, which as we get older is more and more important after time, okay? So then we're just gonna be smart, all right? This is where lifestyle comes in because we want real results. So we're gonna eat protein with every single meal, and we're gonna eat our protein first, all right? It is so important that you are getting enough grams of protein every single day, especially as we get older. The number one thing I see as a functional nutritionist when I do an analysis for people is that they're not eating nearly enough protein, all right? So protein and fiber. Fiber is another big one, right? And then, did you guys know that you can decrease your insulin response in your body after you eat a meal? Whether you have just eaten the most healthy meal on the planet or whether you've just eaten at Olive Garden and you're in a carbohydrate coma, all right? Doesn't matter. One way or the other, 70% less or reduction, I guess, of glucose spikes, right? Of insulin spikes in the body, of glucose mismanagement, if you will just move your body for 15 to 20 minutes. And it can be very simple. Just go for a walk. You can even walk around your house. A lot of times here in South Dakota, after our evening meal, it is dark and negative sub-zero by the time that we finish our evening meal. And so we walk around our house. We go up the stairs and down the stairs. We have a little mini trampoline, but move your body for a couple minutes after you eat. This more than anything else, more than any supplement you can take or any pharmaceutical you can take. It's more effective than insulin, friends, at helping the pharmaceutical insulin at helping to regulate the insulin response in the body. It is so, so powerful, all right? So you want to strength train, you want to hydrate, you want to sleep, and it's important that you're not starving yourself, you're not punishing your body, and you're not trying to hate your way to healthy, all right?
Because the reality is when you do those things, it never works long term.
Yeah. So we just want to take care of ourselves. We want to take care of ourselves. We want to love ourselves. And when we do this, we use these supplements and we have this lifestyle, I promise you, you're going to see results. And if you're not seeing results, reach out to us. And we would love to do a little consult and help you make sure that you're going to get the results that you deserve to have. But if you look at this lifestyle stack, there's not a single person who wasn't getting results, who we go through this lifestyle stack and we pair it with our supplement stack. And when we optimize lifestyle and supplements together, 100% of the people that I work with see dramatic differences in results.
Yeah.
That's our story.
Right. Absolutely. And I love it. It's real results because people are doing what their body needs them to do.
Yes. So the next thing that people really cared about was natural beauty from the inside out. And guess what, guys? The protocol that we're going to give you talks about things that we have already discussed tonight. All right. So natural beauty is going to be important to people who say things like my hair is thinning. All right. Or my skin looks dull, or my nails are brittle. They break all the time, or my face looks tired, or I'm losing weight, but I'm looking way older, right? So let's normalize this for a second, right? Aging is normal, and I love to age. I'm actually really proud of the lines that I have earned on my body from smiling and frowning and laughing and experiencing joy, right? I intend to be a wrinkly, cuddly grandma one day, and I'm excited to be able to walk into that lifestyle, all right? So when we're talking about natural beauty from the inside out, we're talking about addressing things like accelerated aging and nutrient deficiency aging and stress aging and inflammation aging and blood sugar aging and dehydration aging, right? Those are things that we can support because I see people who are 40 years old who look older and more or less healthy than people who are in their 70s who are doing the things right, who are well hydrated, who are sleeping well, who are resting well, and who are supplementing well, okay?
I actually had a patient just last night. She came in with her mom, and I got the two mixed up. The mom looked significantly younger than she did.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding.
Oh,
and she was a 50-year-old lady. Her mom was like in her 70s, 80s.
Yeah. But
So let's be honest right now. There's no amount of moisturizer that you can put on to overcome unhealthy skin.
Right.
All right. What I love about the natural beauty stack is that it's actually going to help the skin heal from the inside out.
Right, because skin is just a reflection of our internal physiology, right? Our hormones, our hydration, our inflammation, our nails and our hair and our gums and the whites of our teeth. They're good barometers of how well we're treating ourselves inside, all right? So we want to optimize these things, all right? And so we're going to use MetaPWR Assist for all the reasons that we've already discussed today, right? But when you are getting your metabolism fixed and your skin and all the things that we've talked about already tonight fixed, it's going to address the concerns that we just spoke about, right? It's not only going to do that, actually, though, it's going to help with well, anyways, hormones. We could talk about it all night. Andrew's looking at me like, Ruth, we've talked about this too much, but MetaPWR Assist is absolutely incredible.
Right.
And MetaPWR Advantage is
Right.
another top tool that's so important here.
And the reason why it's so important is because it has collagen, right?
Yeah.
And let's be honest, collagen is super trendy right now. Like people are putting it in their coffee.
There's
collagen
like
powders,
you can buy at Costco,
creams,
80
like
kinds you can get on Amazon.
everything. But one of the problems with most collagens out on the market is the structure of it. Okay,
Right.
collagen is a structural protein. Your body builds it. It requires amino acids,
Yeah.
vitamin C, antioxidants, hormones, proper hydration, and healthy
Minerals.
blood sugar
Yeah.
in order to form them properly. When people consume collagen, if they're not broken up into tripeptides like doTERRA's is, they're not going to be able to be absorbed and used.
Right. So they'll get some results, but not nearly the results that they could if it was presented in a way that didn't just make a lot of expensive urine. So while topical skincare can improve the surface and support the barrier, collagen molecules themselves are generally too large to simply rub onto the skin. The vitamin C and hyaluronic acid that we're putting topically onto our skin, it's all well and good, but did you know that when you take it internally, you get significantly better results, way more return on your investment. And this is because your body needs the raw materials to build collagen from the inside out. So one of the most important cofactors in building collagen is that liposomal vitamin C, right? Because this is essential for collagen synthesis, and it gives you the enzymes that stabilize and cross-link the collagen. So if you don't have enough vitamin C, your collagen production and repair will absolutely suffer.
Right, and that's why sailors get scurvies.
Oh, gosh.
As an Englishman, we're called limeys because back in the day, they weren't having vitamin C, and so they had scurvy. Their teeth were falling out, and they found an easy way to overcome that: vitamin C in a diet. So they started sucking on limes.
Right. And then beyond vitamin C, your body benefits from collagen peptides, hyaluronic acid, getting adequate protein, omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, minerals, and blood sugar stability, right? Because beauty is not just cosmetic, it's structural, it's nutritional, okay? It's hormonal, it's metabolic. So this is what's really important, right? When we regulate our blood sugar with the assist, and then we give our bodies the tools it needs with the advantage, and we stack that all on top of the foundational wellness, our bodies are going to have the flexibility that they need to feel better from the inside out and to look better from the outside in.
Right, and glucose does play an important role in that. When our sugar is high or keeps having frequent spikes, the structural proteins, the collagen in our bodies, get glycolated. Okay, our hemoglobin can also get glycolated, and we measure that in that hemoglobin A1C. But collagen also gets glycolated, and that results, instead of having nice, supple, flexible, healthy-looking skin, it becomes dry, wrinkly, cracked. It loses elasticity, and it really starts to have an advanced aging effect on us.
Right. And that's why people say when people start taking MetaPWR Advantage, they're like, all my friends keep saying I'm aging in reverse. Our daughter came home for a brief time from remission from Micronesia and was like, Mom and Dad, I swear you're getting younger. Every time I see you, you're getting younger. And it is because of this, friends. Most people will tell you, in fact, most physicians, most scientists will tell you that as you get older, you just produce less collagen, especially when you go through menopause. They'll say that is just when your collagen dramatically starts to decrease. It's not actually your collagen that starts to decrease. It's that metabolic processing that Dr. Goff just spoke about. And MetaPWR Advantage, along with MetaPWR Assist, gets to the root cause of both of those two problems. So you can keep building and maintaining the collagen that you were able to when you were younger, longer, just by using these supplements. So the stack here is super, super simple. All right. You guys already know what we're doing with foundational wellness. We're going to add to that, just like we said before, first thing in the morning, if possible, your MetaPWR Advantage, your MetaPWR Recharge, and then we're going to take Assist with meals. All right. You're going to stack that with the lifestyle habits of high protein, hydration, strength training, sleep, and consistency. These are the things that are statistically significant, clinically validated to make a huge difference when it comes to achieving this goal. So the third thing that people were really interested in was hormone health. Is there anyone here who's interested in hormone health? Yes. All right. Okay. Yeah. So let's talk about hormones, because we hear so many people, especially women, saying things like, I just don't feel like myself, or I want to get off this roller coaster. I'm gaining weight. My cycle's a mess. I miss the intimacy that I used to have in my most important relationships. My hair is thinning, whatever it is, right? Belly fat is increasing. My patience is gone. And I often think friend, this is not you. This is hormones. And when we support the endocrine system, send it a little love note, we can turn this ship around real quick.
Yeah. And I'm just going to say it as a husband and as a physician, hormones affect everything. Mood, energy, weight, sleep, skin health, hair health, cycle regularity, mental clarity, cravings, inflammation, motivation, libido, ability to tolerate other humans.
Yes, right.
So many things.
Clinically relevant. Do you guys ever feel like I just cannot tolerate people? I cannot people right now. I am peopled out, right? That is a signal that your hormones need some balance. All right. So hormones don't just go randomly crazy. There are reasons, right? Hormones are actually built from raw materials, from healthy fats, from amino acids, from micronutrients, and from minerals and sleep and healthy blood sugar, healthy detoxification, healthy gut function. And stress is, I think, the hugest one of all. Stress impacts our hormones more than anything. People say, I'm aging or I'm going through these things, right? The truth is, for most people, we just are not managing our stress the way that we could be, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And chronic stress changes our chemistry, right? As we experience chronic stress, our cortisol is going to be elevated. It disrupts our blood sugar, disrupts our sleep, our progesterone balance, thyroid function, like our appetite signaling. Have you ever noticed when you're stressed, you just feel hungry, you crave food? Inflammation and even recovery, like so many things are affected.
Absolutely. And so, I mean, some clients that I work with, when they're super stressed, their appetite is completely gone. And so it's just the signaling pathways in your brain are not working appropriately. Either it's telling me eat and eat all the wrong things, or don't eat at all. But at the end of the day, if we can get to the root cause, if we can target stress and get that under control, the hormone, roller coaster ride can come to an end, right? I often say that stress is way expensive, right? It costs us nutrients. What else is stress costing you right now? It's costing you hormones. It's costing you sleep. Stress is costing you resilience. What else, guys? In the comments, I want to hear it, right? These things matter because women are often trying to do everything, right? We're trying to juggle families and businesses and care for aging parents and serve and work and worship and exercise and cook and clean and plan and remember everyone's appointments. And then we wonder why our body is waving the white flag, right? Guys, it's stress.
Right. And blood sugar matters as well, because insulin is a major metabolic hormone.
Yeah.
And insulin resistance is going to influence fat storage, energy, inflammation, cravings. And in many women, it's going to also affect their androgen balance and their cycle patterns.
Absolutely. So remember, your gut matters when it comes to hormones. Your liver matters. Your sleep matters. Your inflammatory burden matters. And your thyroid matters. But underneath all of it, your stress response really, really matters. So this is why just take hormones, which is what you're going to get if you go and talk to, most people in the medical world right now. Just take hormones, right? Even people in the natural world, in the functional world, are telling people, take these bioidentical hormones, right? Hormone replacement therapy is all the rage. But this is why this foundation that we just built for you, this is why this is rarely the whole answer, right? It will be a Band-Aid on a wound that will never heal unless you get to the root cause. So sometimes hormones are appropriate and wonderful. For example, if I have a client whose thyroid has been removed, they're going to be on hormones for the rest of their life, and we're going to be really grateful for that hormone replacement therapy, okay? But in the dramatic majority of people, your body has the ability to regulate, to upregulate and downregulate hormones to get your endocrine system back in balance simply by making the biological changes that you need to. The truth is that if your body does not have the raw materials or the regulatory support, adding hormones without supporting the whole system will actually cause a deeper issue.
Yeah, exactly. So the foundation matters first.
Right. So what protocol do we love for foundational hormone support? Absolutely. VMG E Omega Plus, and PB Restore, right? We spoke about it earlier this evening when we talked about these incredible foundational supplements. Every single one of them has several different clinically significant, statistically, scientifically proven benefits for the endocrine system, all right? So we're going to take our VMG with our first meal for the micronutrients, minerals, methylated nutrients. This is huge for hormones, antioxidants, and plant-based support. We're going to take our E Omega because in the conversation with hormones, we want these with our first meal and with our VMG because these healthy fats are fuel, which support, they're the raw materials for hormone production, for the cell membranes, for brain function, and for the healthy inflammatory balance. And then we're going to take PB Restore daily when we're in this hormone conversation for the gut and microbiome support, because the gut plays a major role in hormone metabolism and elimination, all right? We're going to take MetaPWR Assist before our meals, because did you know that when your liver is dysregulated, that is the number 2 culprit, right behind your adrenals, who are putting out too much cortisol. Your liver being dysregulated causes major issues with your entire endocrine cascade cycle, all right? So if you take MetaPWR Assist before your meals, it's going to assist with blood sugar, cravings, insulin support, and belly fat patterns that are a part of the bigger picture, because it will get to the root cause, right? So this usually looks like 1 to 2 MetaPWR Assist capsules, 20 to 30 minutes before your largest meals of the day, right? And I always take them with a full glass of water. And guess what, guys? Here's a pro tip for you. If you will take Assist with a full glass of water, I'm talking a good 16 ounces, 20 to 30 minutes before your meal, every single goal we've talked about tonight will be significantly enhanced.
Yeah.
Your body's ability to communicate with itself, to tell itself what it's actually hungry for and what it doesn't need, when it's full and when it's not, will be significantly enhanced, all right? So people say, does the time really matter? And I say, absolutely, because if you can get that into your bloodstream and coursing throughout your body's ability to communicate and speak up for itself is significantly increased. So we're going to target in now layered support for the person.
Exactly. So that was the foundation. So for targeted support, now women in perimenopause, menopause, or hormone fluctuations, phytoestrogen.
Every woman everywhere. And actually every man everywhere.
I was going to say men benefit from this as well, but phytoestrogen is a beautiful option for mineral and bone support.
I think I tried both sides, but if you can do it.
This can be people who are childbearing, who are old, or just recovering from broken bones. Bone nutrient complex is a great product to add on to that. And then for the monthly cycle support, for cramps, emotional fluctuations, Claricalm is a great product which many people love to apply topically.
Right, and we know, guys, we know that Claricalm is not a supplement, but we had to sneak it in here because when you utilize it in conjunction, especially with the phytoestrogen over your low belly, whether you're a man or a woman, no matter what age you are, right? Morning and evening, there is a statistically significant difference in the way that the phytoestrogen is able to move in your body. And we'd love to teach sometime a hormone class, or you can go and watch some of our recorded hormone classes where we go in depth as to why we talk about the phytonutrients being absolutely foundational for this targeted support. But it is incredible what it does. In fact, the medical advisory board with doTERRA did how many? 6 calls?
Yeah, we did quite
6 calls where all they did was dive into the research behind the brilliance of phytoestrogen. So yeah, so this is going to be really important, right? All of this is going to help you to sleep better, right? And people are like, well, what does sleep have to do with this conversation, right? Remember, poor sleep is going to affect cortisol and insulin, ghrelin, leptin, thyroid conversion, your appetite, your mood, and your cravings, all right? And people are like, well, I'm not getting good sleep, so my hormones are out of whack. And I'm saying, yeah, your hormones are out of whack, which results in much worse sleep. It's a vicious cycle. So if you can get in here and help by doing these targeted support things, your sleep will improve. And when your sleep improves, your hormones will significantly improve. So for sleep and nervous system support, I personally take, on top of this, 2 Serenity soft gels at night, along with 1 adaptive capsule. That's my favorite evening rhythm, right?
right? And a better rested human is able to make better decisions.
Right. Yeah. When you're exhausted, everything feels impossible.
Right.
Right?
It's just, it's horrible. You crave more.
You're not a
move
good decision
less.
maker.
Right. It is just bad.
All right. So speaking of being a decision maker, guys, do you see the same foundational support coming up again and again and again? But let's talk here about ADHD, about brain fog, about mood, and about mental clarity, because this really matters to a lot of people today. And this one is actually super personal for me, right? Because as someone with ADHD, I understand what it feels like when your brain feels chaotic and loud, when your thoughts feel super scattered and your motivation feels inconsistent, and when you can be absolutely brilliant 1 minute and completely unable to execute in the next, right? When you're like looking for your phone when you're holding it, kind of a situation.
But that never happens to you.
Okay. Well, a lot of us might be laughing about that. For people like me, it's super not funny. It's really frustrating and exhausting and embarrassing, right? And we start to speak to ourselves in ways that are not helpful, right? So let's just change the conversation tonight, right? Sometimes what looks like laziness is actually our biochemistry. What shows up as anxiety is actually unstable blood sugar, leading to neurodysregulation. And what feels like depression is actually inflammation in the body, right? What feels like brain fog is actually poor sleep. So when I feel like I'm failing, I remind myself, and Andrew reminds me, Ruth, we got to get back to the root cause, right? Let's talk about your nutrients. Your nutrients must be depleted. Let's get your nutrient balance back up. Are you hydrated enough? Let's have the hydration conversation. Are you dysregulated because your systems are out of control because your stress chemistry is out of control? Let's get your stress chemistry better controlled using essential oils, right? And the supplements that we're talking about tonight. And when your nervous system is overwhelmed, just forget about it. And our best protocol for overwhelmed nervous system every day of the week will be the aroma touch technique. All right. The aroma touch technique, if you have someone neurodiverse in your life, nothing will make your life and their life easier and your relationship better than learning and regularly using the aroma touch technique, right? Because obviously there's going to be deeper psychiatric and neurological needs, right?
Yeah, we're not trying to reduce complex mental health, ADHD, anxiety, depression to one simple cause, because that would be irresponsible.
Right.
But we are saying that physiology matters, and it matters a lot. Your brain's an organ. It is a very energy hungry organ. It needs fuel. It needs good blood flow. It needs healthy fats, and it needs the micronutrients.
Right.
It needs stable glucose. It needs sleep, and it needs like hydration. It needs all the things we've talked about.
And it really, really needs healthy inflammatory response. And this is why it's important that in this conversation, we highlight the star of the show when it comes to our mental clarity and our emotional health, and that is our gut, right? Our gut is the biggest decision maker in our brain health, far more than anything else in our body. The gut-brain axis is super, super real, right? Your gut influences immune signaling, inflammation, neurotransmitter pathways, stress response, and your mood. And this is one reason I care so much about PB Restore and gut health for people who are struggling with their mood and their focus and their brain fog.
Right. So in fact, there's an interesting research around omega-3s and ADHD support, especially the EPA and DHA. And
depression support,
yes,
actually.
and depression, you're right. Several critical analysis suggest that consuming omega-3s actually play a very supportive role in optimizing brain function. And let's be honest, that makes sense because the brain is fat rich.
Yeah.
The cells need fatty acids. Inflammation is going to affect that cognition.
Right.
Sleep's going to affect that cognitive function. Blood sugar is going to affect our focus, and omegas are going to help settle that down.
So let's have the lifestyle conversation here, okay? Because, you know, our brains, they need us to be supported, all right? When I'm sleep deprived, my brain is louder. When my blood sugar is unstable, louder. When I'm inflamed, louder, right? When I'm nutrient depleted, this is a problem. So let's get to the root cause so that we can have a solution, okay? So if focus and brain fog and mood or ADHD or mental clarity or struggles for you, this is the protocol, all right? Let's see if we can move forward. Here you go. All right, so you're going to take your E Omega Plus daily with your first meal. Healthy fats are going to support the brain in clinically significant ways. Along with that, you're going to take your VMG Plus because your brain needs those methylated B vitamins, the micronutrients, minerals, antioxidants, and phytonutrients. You're going to take your PB Restore because remember, the gut is the one running the show here, all right? And then you're going to take a sachet of MetaPWR Recharge for your hydration and your energy support, because when you're well hydrated, your brain can communicate with your body, especially your gut, and your gut-brain axis is strengthened significantly. So if your blood sugar crashes, and it's going to affect your mood, your focus, irritability, afternoon slumps, this is why we're going to be using MetaPWR Assist. We're taking them 20 to 30 minutes before our big meals each day with a big glass of water, okay? And then targeted support.
Right. Targeted support. So for stress support, I love Adaptive. Adaptive has Archiflower in, which is like giving your brain a hug and just allowing it to calm down and settle down. And you can pair that with the Adaptive roller and stuff. Again, they're not supplements, but they're going to help with that stress support. Copaiba is also going to help with stress, as well as helping our body to calm, comfort, settle inflammation because of its ability to activate the endocannabinoid system. And then finally, because sleep is such an important thing, we're going to add in a Serenity soft gels, taking 1 or 2 capsules before bed so that we can have deeper sleep, helping our brains to recover and reset.
So if we were building this as the simple brain supplement stack, this is what I would say. Take your VMG Plus daily with your E Omega and your PB Restore. Add MetaPWR Recharge, your MetaPWR Assist before meals, and take an adaptive capsule during high stress seasons, right? I take one every single night before bed, and it is so, so important. Your Serenity soft gels at night if your sleep is not regulated well, and Copaiba soft gels for calm, comfort, and inflammatory response support.
Right. And then there's some non-negotiables as well when it comes to behavior.
Yeah.
Protein matters. Make sure you get plenty of protein. Morning light matters. If you live somewhere where you're not getting good light in the morning, buy one of the mood lights that you can get so that you can bring in good, healthy light to let your body know that it is time to get up and get moving. Movement also matters. Get moving. Walking is one of the best things you can do for brain health. When our daughter came back from Micronesia because of a concussion, one of her concussion doctors said she needs to be walking 20 minutes twice a day. It doesn't have to be a stressful walk like a fast walk, but just a good, gentle 20-minute walk is going to help the blood flow. It's going to get blood to the brain, helping to feed the brain, helping it to recover.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then sleep and hydration are going to be absolutely foundational, which is why this stack is going to make such a difference. Okay. And yeah, MetaPWR Recharge, Kara, that's a really good question. It does not need to be taken at a certain time during the day, but we do highly recommend that you take it at least first thing in the morning. You can take it at other times, but in the morning, your body is very dehydrated. And if you start on a bad road, it's hard to get to any good destination. Okay. So that's why we highly recommend taking it top of the day. It doesn't physiologically work better at that time for any particular reason other than it solves the problem of dehydration, which we wake up with, and can set us on the track for a really good day.
When I'm working my 24-hour shifts, I love taking some San Pellegrino and adding the recharge to that. Just the carbonation kind of makes it feel a little more fancy. It's a great afternoon pick-me-up.
Yeah. Okay. You guys ready to talk about guts? So many people are walking around bloated, constipated, gassy, refluxy, uncomfortable after meals, dealing with food sensitivities, and they think it's just super, super normal. All right. But like we said before, common does not mean normal.
Right.
Okay.
And it shouldn't be normal. Okay. Many people think digestion starts in the stomach, but the reality is it starts before that. When we see food, when we smell food, when we think of food, saliva starts to be produced. Chewing is
Yeah.
a part of digestion. The enzymes we need to help break down our food, stomach acid, bile, pancreatic enzymes, mobility of our gut, the microbiome of our gut. The whole system matters and is important when it comes to digestion.
Right. And if one part of the system is failing, your whole system is going to feel it. Okay. And this shows up as bloating and gas and constipation, loose stools or poor absorption or slow stools, nutrient deficiencies, fatigue, skin issues, brain fog, hormone issues, inflammation. What are we missing? When you have neurological deficits, 100% of the time, look at the gut, solve the gut. You're going to make everything better, like we just talked about with the brain. Okay. So let's clear up a big myth.
Yeah, I see a lot of people in the emergency department because of reflux. And a lot of people are like, oh, I got too much acid. A lot of reflux does not mean you have too much acid. Okay, it simply means that it's dysregulated. Sometimes it can be poor digestion because of slow gastric emptying. Food triggers can cause it. Pressure in the stomach causing the acid to come up into the esophagus can be an issue. Stress or other dysfunctions. It does not mean you should stop medication if you need medication, but it does mean that your gut needs a bigger and a deeper conversation.
So your gut is deeply connected to immunity, right? To your hormones, skin, mood, detoxification, and nutrient absorption. So when we support the gut, all of these things are going to improve. All right. This is why we need to get to the root. All right.
And this is where I want people to understand probiotics more intelligently. So a probiotic isn't just good bacteria. All right. Strains of the bacteria matter. Delivery matters. Survivability of the probiotics matters. Probiotic support matters. And the terrain of our gut matters as well.
Yeah. So PB Restore is actually our daily microbiome foundation. All right. PB Assist Plus then is a beautiful addition for ongoing or cyclical microbiome support. All right. Terrazyme is incredible to support digestion and the breakdown of food. Together, these probiotics, the PB Restore and your Terrazyme digestive enzymes, are going to make a major difference for people who feel heavy or bloated or sluggish or like they're not absorbing well. All right. So the gut support protocol that we absolutely love, and you guys are going to notice two glaring things that are missing here, right? What are they? They're actually essential oils, but they're in a capsulated form. Okay, so the digestin soft gels, this is for upper gastric support, all right, or upper digestive support, or peppermint enteric coated capsules. That's for lower digestive support, all right? So these are targeted support pieces of the system that are really important, but those are essential oils. We really want to focus in on the supplements here, okay? So you're going to take, no surprises here, your foundational wellness, all right? And then you're going to add in a PB Restore, a PB Assist Plus daily, or use it cyclically when you want extra microbiome support, okay? And then you're going to take 2 to 3 Terrazyme capsules before your meals, especially larger meals or heavy meals, higher protein meals, which hopefully is every meal, right? Higher fat meals, or meals that you tend to feel heavy or bloated from, all right? So again, if you experience gut discomfort or stress or inflammatory response, if you're not having what we call in functional medicine or traditional Chinese medicine, a healthy return, one healthy return every day where you don't have to strain and where it's not making a big mess or a big stink, right? Indicating that we have good motility in the gut. If that's not happening for you, then I would highly recommend that you make sure that you're taking your Terrazyme and that you consider 1 to 2 Copaiba soft gels daily, okay? And of course, VMG is going to help.
Right. VMG is going to help support nutrient intake. It's going to help with our fiber levels. And MetaPWR Recharge is what is going to help to hydrate and keep things moving throughout our intestines. And one thing I really like about the MetaPWR Recharge is the magnesium, which is great for digestion as well.
Absolutely. The types of magnesium, there's a couple different kinds of magnesium in the recharge, and they really do matter. If you want to look at the deeper conversation on this, just go check out, we have in the toolbox for recharge, like a myriad of conversations that really dive deep into the types of magnesium. But just trust us for now, magnesium matters, and it makes a huge difference in your digestion. And then let's just add in the lifestyle stack that is really critically important in the digestive conversation. So optimized hydration, fiber, at least a minimum of 30 grams of fiber a day. That should be very, very least that you're getting from whole food sources, please. Movement, and particularly movement after eating, protein, stress reduction, and chewing your food. All right. Properly masticating or chewing your food makes more of a difference than almost anything else in the way that your body is able to break down and utilize the nutrients from that food. As you're masticating, as you're chewing, right, your body is producing enzymes and acids in your mouth that is breaking down the food and pre-digesting it, so that when it goes into your stomach, it's not just going to sit there and need to be digested, and then we're going to have bile dysregulation and all kinds of things. So make sure that you're chewing. Chew, chew, chew. I tell my clients, always put your fork and knife down between bites, right? Take a small bite and then just put your fork and knife down and learn to enjoy that bite, and it will make such a big difference for your digestive health. And then the final stack that we want to talk to you guys about tonight, the last big thing that people were talking to us about in our little quiz that we did for people was pain, inflammation, mobility, and healthy aging.
Right. So is anyone like just have sore joints, sore muscles? You wake up feeling sore. Like when people are hurting, everything's harder. It's harder to sleep. It's harder to move. It's harder to take care of people. Relationships are harder. Inflammation can affect nearly every system in the body.
Right. Well, and this is because pain is exhausting, right? Inflammation it impacts every system, right? It impacts our joints, our muscles, our gut, our brain, our blood vessels, our skin, our mood, our energy, and our ability to recover. So inflammation itself is not the enemy. In fact, inflammation is a critical part of healing. So if you cut your hand, you want a healthy inflammatory response. If you get an infection, you have to have a good, healthy immune response, and that means inflammation. So the problem that we're talking about and we're addressing, that we're trying to get to the root to tonight, because remember, we're all about the root cause, is chronic, excessive, unresolved inflammation. So that kind of inflammation is going to keep your body stuck in a loop. All right. So we want to be super clear. These supplements are not going to be a Band-Aid. That means that we can ignore our bodies, right? The supplements aren't going to cure disease. And we're definitely not saying that we should ignore things that are important, right?
Right. We should not ignore injuries. We should not ignore autoimmune disease, severe pain, especially chest pain.
Right.
Okay. If you're having neurological symptoms, some of those can be signs of an emergency. Get help.
Absolutely. But what we are saying is that supporting healthy inflammatory response matters tremendously. And when you do it consistently, all of those things that Doc just mentioned are going to be significantly reduced. And over time, your body can reduce the need for Western medical interventions in really, really wonderful ways. We love watching people be able to actually reverse autoimmune neurodegeneration, all kinds of things naturally, because their biochemistry is now supporting a healthy healing response in the body. Okay. So here's the protocol that we love for pain and inflammation, mobility, recovery, and healthy aging.
Right. So again, we're going to start off at base. Take E Omega Plus daily with your first meal. The omega-3 fatty acids, they're going to help to support your cardiovascular health, your brain health, cell membranes, healthy inflammatory response. Okay. We need good, healthy fats for that healthy inflammatory response. We're going to take 1 to 2 Copaiba soft gels daily. Okay. Said it earlier on, but again, it's naturally rich in beta carotene. There is fascinating research when it comes to beta carotene around its inflammatory response pathways. It It leads to comfort, calming, improving gut symptoms, overall wellness. It's phenomenal. Okay. Another one which I love is taking 1 serving of turmeric duo chamber capsules daily. All right. Because turmeric and curcumin have, well, they're both been shown to have a lot of research in their potent anti-inflammatory response.
And what's cool about the duo capsules is you've got the turmerones because you've got the oils, you've got the curcumin because you've got the powder, right? The root. And when you have them together, the absorption goes through the roof, and they're able to do incredible, incredible things. And then what about the frankincense capsules?
Yeah, so frankincense, boswellia capsules, taking one of those daily, because boswellia is one of the most compelling botanicals when it comes to joint comfort, mobility, and healthy inflammatory response. It can interact with so many of our inflammatory pathways. It is such a great product when it comes to pain and inflammation. And let's be honest, for some people, especially people who are very active, recovering from heavy workouts, dealing with chronic muscle tensions, fibromyalgia, they want additional comfort and support. Deep blue polyphenol can also be a great addition.
Yeah, absolutely. And we recommend for these ones, take it at the time of day that works best for you, right? And there are some people that, in addition to the Copaiba, turmeric, and frankincense, that we recommend as a part of your daily protocol always, all right? Definitely a part of our daily protocol always. But for some people, there's targeted reasons why they also will need the deep blue polyphenol complex. So this is for people who are active, recovering from heavy workouts or injuries, dealing with chronic muscle tension, needing additional comfort or support, or dealing with chronic pain conditions. All right. Deep blue polyphenols can be a super, super nice addition. And so I love spacing these out throughout the day, taking them a couple hours apart to just keep that anti-inflammatory response at peak throughout the day. All right. And then the lifestyle factors that are going to make the biggest difference based on clinical analysis to help us get to and address the root causes of pain and inflammation are movement, which mean walking, strength training, mobility, yoga, stretching. It doesn't have to be stressful or take a lot of effort. When we move our bodies move more, right? When you're better at moving your body will be better at moving for you. I can't tell you how many clients as a yoga therapist I've had come into the studio who say to me, Ruth, I wish I could move my body the way that I used to when I was a kid. Like, my body just doesn't move the way it does when I was a kid. And I say, well, do you move your body the way that you used to when you were a kid? And it takes a minute usually. They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, are you moving the way that you used to move as a child? Are you as active as you were? And they're like, well, no, because my body's uncomfortable. And I'm like, it's uncomfortable because you're not moving. And what's going to be really cool is we're going to do a couple sessions together. We're going to get moving. We're going to incorporate protocols that you're going to be doing every morning and every night, right? Incorporating this yoga movement into your lifestyle. And I promise you, 30 days from now, 60 days from now, 90 days from now, you're going to feel like a kid again. You're going to say, my body is moving better because you are moving better. Does this make sense? Right? So we want to get moving. All right. And then protein is going to significantly reduce the inflammatory response that can lead to chronic pain and inflammation that in an unhealthy way. We're going to be hydrated. Well hydrated. There are so many studies that indicate conclusively that when you're well hydrated, the negative feedback loop from pain is significantly decreased. You're going to make sure that you're getting lots of minerals and the right type of minerals. This is why our foundational wellness is so very critical. And then you're going to make sure that you're getting good sleep. And as you're moving better and you're having less pain, guess what? A natural consequence of that is you're going to be able to sleep better and deeper for longer, which is going to reduce unhealthy inflammatory pathways and stop that cycle of I'm in pain, so I can't sleep. And now I can't sleep because I have more pain, right? So getting to the root is where we want to be, because we don't want to be on that cycle that we're just trapped. All right. So just really quickly, we feel like it's really important to have a very brief conversation about Copaiba. This is one of our very favorite emerging conversations in wellness right now, because every supplement that we've spoken about tonight is going to be enhanced significantly when we pair it with Copaiba, right? If you've been around Dr. Goff and I for any length of time, you know that we are obsessed with Copaiba. We use the oil, we use the soft gels, we use it daily. All right. So why, Andrew?
All right. So let's just start. I think it is magic, but it's not magic. All right. We're not claiming it's going to cure everything. It's not pixie dust.
Although if I was picking an oil closest to pixie dust, it would definitely be Copaiba.
Yeah, I guess that is fair. That good call. But here's what we do know. All right. So Copaiba oil is rich in beta carotene. It's a sesquiterpene found in a number of plants and species, and it's interesting because it's able to activate the endocannabinoid system through the CB2 receptor.
And this is where most people perk up, right? Because sometimes they hear cannabinoid-like or the endocannabinoid system, and they think that we're talking about marijuana. Okay, don't worry, guys, we're not. Copaiba never acts like THC. It will never create a high, and it will never be intoxicating, right?
And the reason for that, THC, what gives you the high and that buzz, that's coming from the CB1 activity in the central nervous system. Beta carotene does not interact with the CB1 receptor. It's known for its CB2 receptor activity, and that's associated with immune signaling, inflammatory response, and peripheral tissues. It's one of the reasons why Copaiba is so compelling and so good.
So let's talk about this emerging research with Copaiba that we feel like is just critical to this supplementation conversation, all right? Emerging research has demonstrated support in areas like comfort, mobility, healthy inflammatory response, gut microbiome balance, sleep quality, and emotional calm. So overall, what we're learning in clinically validated ways in real people is that Copaiba is highly effective at supporting the body's optimal terrain. And that's when the body's terrain improves, right? Everything else is going to work better. So that's really the key, right, Doc?
Right. Oh, it absolutely is. Because when comfort improves, people can move more, right? When sleep improves, people heal better because it's while we sleep that our body starts to regenerate. When gut balance improves, absorption improves, immunosignaling improves, when inflammatory balances improve, the whole system is less reactive.
So in our home, this is why we call Copaiba a multiplier, okay? It has the multiplying effect because supporting the body's environment will change the outcome. And the research supports clinically that the use of Copaiba consistently, along with your foundational wellness trio, in a statistically significant way, dramatically improves the outcomes. And this is really important, right? So let's just talk about some of these improvements really quickly, all right? And there's a direct link to the Copaiba study if you want to dig deeper into this. And again, we'll make sure that these slides are available to all of you guys as well. But Copaiba produced measurable performance with movement, with cognition, with advanced protection to muscle mass, upregulating muscle tissue and downregulating body fat without changing anything else. It also showed clinically significant, statistically significant improvements in ease of falling asleep, restlessness during sleep going down, alertness upon awakening increased, and daytime alertness increased. All right. But there's more, right? There's also statistically significant improvements in enhanced physical performance and in body composition. So in this study, they specifically said, we don't want you to change your diet. We do not want you to change your exercise. We want you to keep everything the same as you're taking this, but just integrate Copaiba in what you're doing. And what they found was that body fat percentage was approximately 3.1 percentage points lower, all right? Fat mass was approximately 3.6 pounds lower. Skeletal mass was approximately 2.5 pounds higher. And this is in a short period, right? We're talking about in a period of weeks and months of taking Copaiba regularly. Why is this? Because when we upregulate muscle mass, muscle tissue, muscle cells that are going to be able to help our bodies communicate and move better, we're going to move more without trying, without even thinking about it, right? And when we downregulate unhealthy tissue cells, adipose tissue cells that are holding on to usually very toxic things, right? When we downregulate them, our body feels safe and is able to release things. And Copaiba, well, I could go into my hypotheses that haven't been proven yet, but Copaiba is phenomenal. We're really excited to see a lot more things proven out in these studies that continue to emerge, but this is how we use it. Dr. Goff and I feel strongly that Dr. Hill knows exactly what he's talking about. And so when Dr. Hill announced from the stage years ago, when they released Copaiba, that he used and recommended Copaiba sublingually, which means right underneath the tongue, right? Leaving it there for about 30 seconds so it can absorb before you swallow it. It'll get right down into the sublingual artery, which gets it directly into your blood supply. So we do this every morning before we brush our teeth and every night after we brush our teeth, all right? We stack this habit with brushing our teeth and keep it on repeat so that we don't forget it. It's that important.
Yeah. I like the taste of Copaiba. It kind of tastes almost like a brown butter.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think brown butter sounds better than burnt butter. But if you don't like the flavor, that's fine. Just take a capsule.
Yeah.
Okay. Take one capsule in the morning, one capsule in the evening. It is such an easy way to see some improvement.
Right. And in addition to a drop or two of Copaiba under your tongue sublingually morning and evening, we strongly recommend using Copaiba soft gels 1 to 2 per day to support your other goals. And you'll notice that we stacked it into the stacks where we think it can be most helpful and where the research indicates that it can be the most helpful already for you tonight. So look back on those stacks and notice where if you have specific goals, Copaiba soft gels will be most helpful. And we always pair Copaiba with frankincense. And there are really important biochemical reasons for this that we're not going to bore you with tonight. But trust us when we say that when we use Copaiba sublingually, we're using frankincense sublingually. And when we're using those two oils together, morning and evening, it makes a big difference in the ways that we're able to think, the ways that we're able to show up, and the ways that we're able to be supported biologically throughout the day, right? It's super, super simple, but just because it's simple doesn't mean that it's not profoundly powerful, all right? So we just love that people when we said, is there anything else that we can help you with? And so many people were like, well, what is your daily protocol? We want to know what you guys do. So we'll just tell you, right? Like we just said, in the morning before food, we take 1 to 2 drops of Copaiba and frankincense essential oil sublingually right under our tongue. We wait for about 30 seconds before we swallow or brush or do anything so it can just absorb directly through and into the sublingual artery, get directly into your bloodstream. And with our first meal, we stack foundational wellness, and into our VMG, we add PB Assist, MetaPWR Recharge, and MetaPWR Advantage, all right? Then throughout the day, as we're eating meals, we always have TerraZyme. TerraZyme is always on the table. It's always in my bag, so when I'm out and about eating, when food goes into my mouth, TerraZyme goes into my mouth. And before we have meals, we like to support our blood sugar 20 to 30 minutes before with MetaPWR Assist. Now, if I haven't taken MetaPWR Assist, but I'm sitting down to a meal, do I just forget about it? No, you can take it right with your meal and it will still have good outcomes. It's just better if you give it a little bit of a headway, all right? Daily, we take turmeric soft gels, Copaiba soft gels, and frankincense boswellic acid. We take it differently. I like to take mine in the evening. Andrew takes his in the morning. It's just for ease. And then in the evening, I personally take 1 adaptive capsule and 2 Serenity soft gels every single night to help my mind calm down and unwind and get myself back on a place where I can sleep well. And when you sleep well, everything else works better. So guys, we've had a big, long conversation tonight about optimized supplementation to help you get to a place where you feel better more often because you're getting to the root cause of what's going on and supporting your body in ways that will change your biochemistry. And when you change your biochemistry, there's not a single thing in your body that isn't pre-programmed to know how to repair and respond. Because biologically, that's how you're created. Your creator created you to heal. Your creator created you to be whole and well. Wholeness and wellness is the natural state of your body and mind. And so when we get back to nature and give our body the tools that it needs, it's going to be best equipped to do what it was designed to do, which is heal.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, I shared earlier on, like, we've been doing this for 2 years, and it has made a phenomenal difference in my life.
Oh, the daily protocol.
The daily protocol that we talked about, like using doTERRA supplements really has made a big difference. And like on a personal note, like in the past couple of months, my mom's been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. My grandma had Alzheimer's. So that's something that runs in my family. It's something that's most likely going to affect me when I'm older, especially because I'm doing 24-hour shifts in the emergency department, or working nights. It's not the healthiest. I love that when it comes to these supplements, I have powerful tools to help me recover effectively.
Right.
So that I'm not a victim of what my genetics could spell for me. Like,
because
I have
has proven that you can turn off genetic predisposition to all kinds of things, really serious things. You can turn off genetic predisposition by upregulating things that will help you to be healthier from a genetic standpoint, and downregulating things that are not helpful.
And I used to think, like, when I'm older, I'm going to worry about it. But I started to see people struggling with issues closer and closer to my age. And I was like, you know what? The best time to start is right now.
Yeah.
Now is the best time.
Maintain your health while you've got it, right? You can always work to restore your health if you need to if you're in a season of restoration, right? And there's wonderful tools that you can use for that. But we always say the best time to protect and maintain your health is right now while you've got it, right?
Yeah, these are excellent gifts of the earth. Thank you so much for letting us join you tonight. It's been a privilege to be on. We were talking earlier on, like, this is the first time I've actually got to join this group. We always end up having some type of problem where I'm called away. So we were intentional, and we made sure that I was here tonight. So thank you for
strategic brain caps on, and we're like, wait a second. This is like your curse. Whenever we're supposed to do this call, you always get called in. It's been like 3 times. It's so ridiculous. And so we're like, hold on. Let's trade your shifts around strategically in the month so that you're working the day before the call and the day after the call. That means they cannot need you the day of the call. Like, by law, you can't go in, right? So anyways, that's how excited we were to be with you guys tonight. And for good reason. You guys are awesome. Sandy,
I'm going to wrap up here in a few slides, but I want to let you two know that you made a difference with 185 people tonight.
Oh, so thank you.
Big difference. I'm going to wrap up here and just share here quick. All right, if you haven't joined the Discovery Essentials Facebook group, please do so. I do know that Dr. Andrew and Dr. Ruth are going to have Dr. Hill back and watch the Facebook group, because we will get their image and keep you all posted on that as well. Also, the email list. So you wonder, how about the recording and the PowerPoint? They will be in the email. So please sign up for that, bit.ly/email list, DE for Discovery Essentials, and you will get those. Also tonight, a number of you are graduating. So first go to bit.ly/grad progress 2026, or click on the QR code right here. And then, regardless if you're graduating or not, complete this right here. bit.ly/continuing ed 2026. For those of you that are on the call tonight for the first time, we gift 2 Aroma Touch essential oils here, which you'll see upon that. Here is the permanent library. Great information. So go out there and take advantage of that as well. Here's what happens after you've graduated and you've had your 10. You pick any one of these 2, or you register for the Essential Oil certification. If you've already done it last year, gift this to someone on your team, someone you know. It is probably the best gift you can give them. 3 types of people that use doTERRA: those that want to live the lifestyle, share, or build. And 3 ways to purchase: retail, wholesale, and below. I love everyone to purchase below. And how do you do so? Click on the QR code. These are the enrollment kits, and you can purchase these anytime. I would bet almost monthly I'm purchasing one because I need a few more oils when I do my foundational bundle and so on. If you're brand new tonight and you're taking advantage of the Silver Club, please reach out. So you've got a code for whoever invited you tonight. And if you need a code, reach out, and I have one from a couple folks. But here is also free gifts if you're just enrolling tonight for the first time. I want to thank you so much for joining us. Please give me a call, text, or email